play straight-up defense here.
Those are two huge free throws. Not only were they two big free throws, but off the miss, you were able to get a layup. Poor transition defense by the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Under 10 to shoot. Edwards will fire. No. Rebound, Morant. Memphis ball down 3. Morant gives it up. Jones to tie. No. Rebound, Edwards. Minnesota ball. Foul applied. 8.3 to go.
And you could not ask for a better look right there.
NBA fans, what's good? You are now rocking with the best. It is Ro Parrish, Playoff Central Live, all brought to you by State Farm, along with the champion, Rick Mahorn, and two-time All-Star Carlos Boozer. We've just witnessed the Minnesota Timberwolves tied the series up 2 games apiece. Karl-Anthony Towns played big, came up big at the end. One of the best games we've seen him play. Joins Kevin Garnett as the only Timberwolf with a 30-20 game in Timberwolves history. Looking at this right now, Booze, coming to you first. Your thoughts on Minnesota winning this game and going back to Memphis?
Yeah, well, Cat must have had some good wine after Game 3. Like he said he was going to do. Came out, had a great game, answered the critics. Terrific job being aggressive in the paint, making plays for his teammates. Congratulations to them. 2-2 going back to Memphis. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But tonight, he was spectacular.
Karl-Anthony Towns, 33 points, 13 rebounds, and 2 big clutch free throws at the end of the game to seal things. Hey, man, your thoughts?
He played like the big man. That's what he does. And when the playoffs come, this is where you lay your bones. This is what Karl-Anthony Towns has to do every night, not just one night. He's been struggling a couple of nights, but you look for, this is where stars start to shine. We saw it in Utah. We saw it with Dallas. We saw it with Spider. We saw it with Luka. You see this, seize the moment, and that's what Karl-Anthony Towns did. The big cat did his work today.
Speaking of seizing the moment, you have another guy there, Ant-Man, they call him, Anthony Edwards. What a time to be alive if you're a Bulldog. He finishes with 24, averaging 25 points per game in his first playoff series. I mean, just looking at this young athletic talent, just what have you seen that's been so impressive for you?
Yeah, everything. His athleticism obviously jumps off the map to you, but his poise as well. He's not afraid of the moment, not afraid to take the big shots on this team. They got 2 very good #1 picks right there in Ant Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns. Playing terrific this series in his first playoff appearance, getting to the basket, causing havoc, making plays for his teammates, just very poised to be such a young player.
Very poised indeed. Tonight they finished with 23 assists, knocked down 18 threes, which is a playoff record for Minnesota. Knocking down that 3-ball was a big thing, but we saw that these Grizzlies, Rick, they weren't going to quit. I mean, they were down. We saw all types of runs in the second half, but the Timberwolves, they managed to hold them off and seal the victory.
Well, you know you're going to make runs in playoffs and in games. You got to hold the team back. One thing about Memphis, they're still grimy. They grind. Bane, Brooks, those guys are really making shots from 3. So as this series continues and as this next game, Game 5, this is important for both teams to make sure that they stay poised for the moment. Ja Morant, carry your team. This is what you do. Protect home, and you get a chance in a big shot to play a Game 7 or finish the deal, win at home, go to Minnesota and take a win.
Yeah, Ja Morant didn't have the best night shooting, finishes 4 for 13, however, 11 points, but did have 15 assists. You know, some nights the shot's not going to fall for you, but he still figured out other ways to keep his teammates involved.
Yeah, great player, man. I'm a big Ja Morant fan. Does a good job of scoring most nights, but this game he was facilitating. Even that last play at the end got Tyus Jones a wide open, clean look. Just fell a little bit short. But Ja Morant does a good job of getting his teammates involved. Almost had a triple-double. I expect him to be even more aggressive in Game 5.
Speaking of aggressive, Desmond Bane didn't necessarily finish strong. However, I mean, the 7 threes that he hit in the first half were huge. Finishes with 8 3-pointers, 34 points. The second best shooter in the NBA during the regular season as far as field goal percentage goes. I mean, he definitely came to play tonight.
Yes, he did. And when you can hit your 3 and feel confident, and that's what you do. Taylor Jenkins has got them guys really feeling confident. Tyus Jones coming off the bench. They shoot the 3. Then when they shoot in the 3 and they're warm and they're hot, they're going to continue to shoot it, even though they fell short a couple of times in 3-point. But that's what you have to worry about the next game in Memphis, because those shots will go down, especially when you're at home.
Yeah.
Shots definitely falling when they get back to the crib. Hey, Karl-Anthony Towns, he said it best in the interview and the walk-off. Hey, they play well at home. We play well at home. Can't wait to see what happens. Game 5s, those are so pivotal. But just looking again at the box score, we just see all these different players. Now, Minnesota, I see, Vanderbilt. There's so many different players. Pat Beverly, huge offensively as well on the defensive side. Strength in numbers, I know that's Golden State's. That's their theme. However, Minnesota, they have a lot of players, and they're figuring out how to win these games.
They are. They're doing a great job. I mean, they let it down a little bit the last game. They came back strong, figuring out ways to be successful. Pat Bev had a huge offensive night tonight. We're used to seeing him play good defense, but that extra 18, 19 points that he gave the Timberwolves really boosted their team.
It did. I mean, we talk about the energy that he brings. A lot of conversations have had of the culture that's been changed. He comes over. He said it on the record. I've been to the playoffs every single year I've been in the league, and he's definitely brought that change to this Minnesota team. So we have plenty of post-game coverage, starting with Chris Finch, the head coach for the winning Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's take a listen.
What was the key to kind of keeping on top of them outside of Bane?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Bane's – you give him a little bit of light and he knocks it in, so he's a tough cover. But they are as Ja goes, and we did a good job of putting our body in his way. But also did a great job on the glass. They only had 6 offensive rebounds, and they've been pretty dominant there. So
it was kind of the Jordan McLaughlin we've seen the second half of the season. What went into not playing him Game 3, and why did you change your mind tonight?
Sometimes you do stupid things. I mean, our 2 guards, PB and D'Lo, played so well in Game 3. I just kept kind of going back and forth between them. I regretted not playing J-Mac just because we ran out of gas. But he was, it was awesome tonight. It was special actually. So.
Is he giving you heart attacks with these knee scares, or?
Yeah, I guess he said he just got a little bit of a shooting pain when he took off. So.
Chris, what was going through your mind as Tyus lets that 3-point attempt go at 8 seconds left?
I mean, it didn't look particularly good from my angle, so I was just hoping we got the rebound.
How big was the sequence when you won the challenge? It was a 1-point game. I mean, you went up at 23-22. I don't think you ever relinquished the lead from that point on. How big was that challenge when then that ensuing possession Cat hits the 3?
Yeah, it was huge. It was it was great. We've actually not been really smart with our challenges recently. We've made a lot of emotional ones, ones that are tough to overturn. But that's why we save them late in the game for those types of plays. So back of the bench did a great job of sniffing that out. So.
Carl has played angry before, and sometimes it doesn't always channel in the right direction. Why do you think he was able to channel it in a positive manner tonight?
I mean, that's a question for him, really. But I just, I don't. He was angry, I think, at a lot of different things, but not distractedly so. Thought he did a great job of keeping his emotions in the right place. Play with a lot of emotion, which is what he needs to do because it fuels his game. But he, channeled it into his game, not elsewhere.
Bane had 7 threes in the first half, only 1 at the very end in the second half. What was the renewed focus on him, and how do you defend him as well as Morant and not try to sacrifice either?
Sometimes you can't cover it all, and we got to just find him a little quicker. And, he does a really good job of moving into the right space when you're in rotation. He's got a quick release and deep range, and sometimes I think his range catches our guys off guard still a little bit. And we kind of short closed them a few times in the first half, and we talked about that at halftime, but we can't do that. So.
Chris, you mentioned the only 6 offensive rebounds for Memphis tonight. You talked coming into this series about keeping them off the glass and transition were important. Why do you think that was a success for you guys tonight?
Why did I think that we rebounded well tonight?
Rebounded well and kept them out of transition.
We scored pretty well. So, it gave us a chance to get back and set our defense. I don't think we didn't have any turnover runs where we turned it over a bunch in consecutive possessions. I kept them out of transition. I think we just made it